Hello and welcome back to the Mug Queen Mugcast. I'm Jojo and Fay is here. Fay, how many chins you got?
4 now.
Woo-hoo!
I've lost one.
You lost a chin. And we have a special guest.
Whoop, whoop.
Welcome, Hatti.
Oh, hey. Do I need to shout?
What,
No.
you can shout or you can...
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, you've got a distinct voice. Everybody's going to know who you are. I feel like that might be a backhanded comment. Oh shit, really sorry.
It's okay. I won't take it personally.
Awesome.
Much.
So we've got Hatti on this month, and we're going to be talking to Hatti about her most inspirational award from Mudstacle, The Unknown, the OCR Crash, and her recently aired TV show Thru, which was on Insight TV, which I literally have got to the end and then missed the final, so I've got to do that. But I know how it ends, so if you don't want spoilers, don't listen. But before we get into all the things about Hatti, Faye, you went away this month, didn't you?
Last weekend, yes.
Yeah. Where did you go?
I went to Iceland.
And how was it?
It was cold. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I saw a geyser. I thought they were called geysers.
I thought they were called geysers.
I thought
But
they were
apparently
geysers.
they're called geysers.
Are we sure? Because we've always had this issue about you saying things wrong.
And I thought it was a geyser,
Yeah.
but apparently it's a geyser.
Is that how Icelandic people say it? Because it could just be their accent.
Yeah. Geyser?
Geyser.
No, there is a very distinct difference.
Yeah.
Geyser?
Geyser. Geyser. I don't
Oh,
know. Yeah, I saw one of them anyway. It went,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I went to the Blue Lagoon.
Oh.
What was
Have
that?
you been?
No.
Oh, it's
I've not been to Iceland.
It's really good. And the cathedral is amazing. Really big. Frozen lake, like birds and that.
Like birds in the frozen lake?
Like on the frozen lake. And then...
Oh.
So like some...
I thought like
What,
for...
are their feet stuck?
No, they walk on the
Oh.
ice.
Ah.
And then they get in the little bit of lake that's
I
not
literally thought
frozen.
like you walk along this frozen lake and
Yeah,
there's
like,
birds
just
trapped
show
in
you a picture.
ice.
Yeah, they're like... Well, there could be some underneath, but the ice is so thick. I don't know.
Really?
Frogs sleep under the ice. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they do. That's what they do. They hibernate under the ice. That's a real...
How do they breathe?
What happens about crocodiles? I feel like you should
Okay.
share some knowledge.
Crocodiles sleep with their mouths open.
What?
That's a true story. Is that?
What, underwater?
No, crocodiles don't sleep under the
How
water.
how would they breathe?
That's what I mean.
Crocodiles don't sleep under
But
the
don't
water.
they sleep underwater with their like nostrils
Nostrils,
above
yeah.
it, so then they
They
can
just
like...
snooze like that. They don't properly sleep, I don't think. But
But you don't know, do you?
I don't know that one, no. But crocodiles, whether they're a girl or a boy, is decided by the temperature that their eggs are incubated at.
Oh, so you could like influence that?
Yeah. So depending on where they're buried, like if they're buried deeper or like higher up, that means that there's a girl or a boy, and there's a bigger like range of temperature that will result in females than males, because you need more girls than boys.
Always need more
Always.
girls than boys.
Yeah. Who run the world? Girls. So go back though, Faye, to Iceland.
I thought I was out of it then. Let's talk about crocodiles.
So what happened?
Okay, at the airport.
Yeah.
So
This is where I'm getting to.
On the way there?
no, on the way home.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I checked my suitcase in
Yep.
at the airport.
Mhm.
Went through passport control. Started walking to my gate.
Yeah.
And then over the tannoy in the whole airport, well, Faye Kelly, contact security. I was like, oh my God, like, has someone put something in my bag? I've never been so scared in all my life. Has someone put something in my bag? Like, what on earth is going on? I know. So I had to go all the way back through passport control to come back out, go all the way to the top and then find security.
Yeah.
I said to this woman, oh, my name's been just... And so they said to my friend Claire, you stay there with the bags. You come with us. March to me, my heart rate was 120 on my Fitbit just through walking. I was sweating and everything. Walked all through staff-only security, got put in like a prison cell with my suitcase on the side, and they went, open your case. Like that. She was scary. Like, she looked like...
And the thing is, their accent makes it even scarier.
Yeah. I can't even describe her. She was big, blonde, butch and scary. So anyway, I opened my suitcase and they went straight to the corner and pulled out
The vibrator.
No, my cooking equipment. So I took. Do you know what an Alp kit brew kit is?
No.
Like, I'll show you. Hang on. So it's like this tiny little camping stove that you cook all your stuff in.
Okay.
So you attach that to there, and then you attach a gas canister at the bottom.
Okay.
And you can cook all your soup, your porridge, and everything in there. Because Iceland's really expensive.
Yeah.
So I took some of my own stuff, and because we were going on excursions early, I thought, and I got it out there fine. Didn't think nothing of it. But apparently, you're not allowed to have gas canisters in your suitcase because they can explode in the plane.
No shit, Sherlock.
Really? Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah. It says when you check in, do you
Well,
have
that's
any
what
gas
they said. They
canisters
said
in your-
you've, and I said, what? Do people actually read that?
Oh my
Like,
God.
no, because it's like, have you got scissors or something sharp in your handbag? It's like, no, I haven't. Like, and I didn't think you was allowed to take water on the plane, but I thought you could have more or less what you wanted in your suitcase.
No.
just not anything that could explode. And gas
Yeah.
canisters are probably up there.
Quite-
with that.
quite-
Yeah,
high
so
up on
I
that
got really told off. But I was actually quite relieved it was my gas canister and not like loads of drugs that I was going to go to prison for. And then I rushed out, found my friend, and just made my flight. So yeah, that was
Cool.
another day in the life of me.
Yeah.
But-
Every time. Always. There's always
So,
something.
a note to everybody out there: do not travel with gas canisters. It's not allowed.
How many other people have actually done that? Well, actually, no, let's not ask that. But yeah, otherwise, Iceland was a success.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Beautiful place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
Got very drunk and fell over. Really
On
hurt
the
my bum
ice.
on the ice. Yeah, so because they do like a happy hour app on your phone, so you download the app and then you go to whatever pub's got happy hour because it's so expensive and you follow them round. And got really drunk on the Friday and then come out the pub and had to walk a mile back to the hotel. Fell over and then I stood up but was laughing so much that I fell over again.
Well done. And if anybody can hear that, it's not Hatti.
No.
It's not the latest edition. It's actually Fay's dog, who's very excited by Hatti.
She thinks she's a pig.
She thinks she's a pig, and Hatti is entertaining the pig.
It's okay. It's okay, Poppy. I feel like you.
But yeah. And Hatti, you've literally just come back from Australia. Australia.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's good. It's hot. It's so hot. And I saw all of the animals. Every single one that you can see in Australia. I saw them. The only one I didn't touch was a spider.
Okay, but the biggest achievement?
I jumped out of a plane.
Bigger than that, come on.
I had a baby crocodile. It's 3 years
No,
old.
bigger than that.
Scuba diving.
No.
I don't know what you're alluding to here.
Jelly?
Oh, yeah. I came second in the international jelly wrestling competition.
That is. What more could you want?
I
mean,
know.
Come on, jumping out of a
Forget
plane.
OCRWC.
Loads of people.
Jelly wrestling.
Loads of people have jumped out of a plane, but who's?
Who's done that? I was really good at it. Like, really, really good. I was
was
quick.
it like a paddling pool?
It was
full
a
of
paddling
jelly?
pool
Mm.
full of, not like jelly like that you eat though. It's like, have you ever put that stuff in a bath that comes
Yeah,
in
yeah,
like,
yeah. Slime.
Yeah, it was like that. And then they tie a little ribbon around your ankle and you go on your knees and they tell you like the rules, which are basically like you're not allowed to grab their throat and you're not allowed to pull their pants down, and those are like the rules. And you got to stay in the ring. And then you just dive at each other and you got to grab the rope off their foot. Their thing.
Okay.
And the first one to do this win, like raise their hands above their head is the winner. And I was very quick in the first few rounds.
So you came second.
Came second in the jelly wrestling.
Do it again?
Would I do the jelly wrestling again?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But, yeah.
Sure.
But I'd do it again. I was good at it. I reckon I could take it far, you know. If it was an Olympic sport, I'd represent Team GB. Honestly, truly. There were some big old girls in that. And they said, right, we were in the toilet. I was mortified. This girl kept coming up to me. She's like, you doing jelly wrestling? And I was like, yes, I am doing the jelly wrestling. Are you doing the jelly wrestling? She goes, yeah, I'm going to smash you. And her little, like, mouse of a friend was like, yeah, my friend's going to smash you. And I was like...
Were they American?
Yeah. And I was like, is she? That's lovely. Like, okay.
How very British of you.
And this was before we knew they were stealing tags. Like, to be fair, we originally thought that it was like full-on wrestling. So I'm like, shit. I went up to the boys and I was like, this girl's quite big. Like, if it's actual wrestling, I don't think I'm going to come out of the ring. And they were all like, no, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. We go in and then we find out that it's just a tag. And when I ripped it off her, they've got me on video going, yeah, bitch! It's so bad.
But you do that in Thru.
I do. I'm a good loser. I'm a phenomenal loser, but I'm a really bad winner. Like, so bad. It's a good thing I'm not actually that good at OCR because I would not have any friends. Like, honestly, truly.
Like, there's one bit that sticks out for me when in one of the episodes. One of the episodes, and it was like literally something like she goes to the blue team and she's just like, we didn't just beat you, we annihilated you.
We destroyed you. And the full line is, we came in like Miley Cyrus in a wrecking ball. We wrecked you. So, we didn't just beat you. We actually destroyed you. You guys are crap.
No way.
And then in another and then another bit.
Throughout the whole thing.
Because they were like, Hattie, you need to tone it down. So the next time we won, I'm going, well done, well done. We did win though. Well done. But we did win. Well done though. Good effort. But we won. Shit.
It is pretty
I don't
funny.
know what comes over to me. But this video is amazing. Like, everyone's cheering and I'm just going, yeah, bitch, yeah, over this poor girl's head. She's like, what the fuck? Who is this little child? Sorry.
Oh, I love
tell
it.
us about the when you went to the crocodile place.
Oh yeah. So I went to a crocodile place. First of all, they said to me, are you over the age of 14? And I didn't take my ID with me because why would I have thought that I needed my ID to go and see some crocodiles? And I was
Crocodiles?
like, no, I did not bring my ID. And I'm over the age of 14 years old. I'm 23. And at that point, I was something like 365th. Like, I was a very old 23-year-old. And they were like, okay, well, because if you're not, one of these boys that I was with will have to come stand with you because they're adults. And I was like, okay, well, I'm fine. And so I used my tattoo as ID to prove that I was over the age of 18. I was like, look at this tat. And they were like, okay. I was like, we don't ink children in England. And then I was like, lined up, ready. And I've held a baby crocodile before, but it's only like a year old, so it's only like maybe like as big as my forearm. And then they brought out this crocodile, and he was 3, so he was like the size of my body. And he brought him out, and my face just started leaking out of my eyes, and it was the best day of my whole life. And the man was really worried that I was actually secretly a 14-year-old that had like put a fake tattoo on or something. And the boys wouldn't take pictures because they were like, you need to sort yourself out. Hattie, you need to compose yourself. You look ugly when you cry. And I'm like, but this is a crocodile. It's the best thing in the world. And I'm like trying to cuddle it. And they're like, Hattie, you need to stop because like it's got its mouth taped shut, but we're not entirely sure that it's not going to really freak out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the best. And then we got some nice photos and it was the best day of my entire life. I love crocodiles so much.
And you could probably be at the head of the boat, couldn't you, doing the tour?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I know more about crocodiles than the tour guide. So we went on a tour in the Daintree rainforest, which is the oldest rainforest in the entire world, by the way.
What's it called?
The Daintree rainforest. And it's really rainy in the Daintree rainforest. But funny that,
No shit.
because it's in Australia. Also, it's the only rainforest in the world that doesn't have monkeys.
Okay.
Oh, why not? Because the crocodiles eat them.
Maybe, but in the rivers in the Daintree, there are sharks and the crocodiles eat the sharks.
No.
So that answers the question: who would win in the fight?
Crocodile,
Shark or
shark.
crocodile?
Oh my God.
Every time.
I feel like this is some weird, really crazy, shitty, like, B-movie, like Crocodiles versus Sharks.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Hattie
I've
as the
never heard
narrator.
Yeah.
I actually feel quite intelligent today.
But yeah, so you're a really good tour guide.
Yeah, we went out and we saw. I was the first one to spot it because I'm very observant, and I was on the lookout for crocodiles before we even like got anywhere near the water. And I'm like yelling, "Guys, there's a crocodile!" And the tour guide goes, yes, and if you look over there, there's a crocodile. I'm like, he's so big, he's probably like 3.5 meters long. And the guy's like, yes, he's very big, he's probably about 3.5 meters long. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he doesn't have very many teeth, you guys, he's probably the alpha, he probably lost him having a fight. And the tall guy's like, yep. And then there was a bird, and we thought that the crocodile was going to eat the bird, but I knew better. I told everyone before the tall guy got a chance that actually the bird would sense it, and then it would fly away before the crocodile came close enough, and it did. And the tour guide was not especially impressed that I stole his job for the day in my little...
You could have got a job.
I could have got a job.
Guide.
I could have. I know lots about crocodiles.
Mm.
Yeah, I love them. I love crocodiles.
So, most inspirational.
Yeah, let's jump to that, because that was... When was Mud School Awards?
December.
The day before I left Australia.
You won most inspirational, and I think even as they were kind of about to announce it, and before they even started talking about who it was, people were already shouting your name.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was going to be me. I think that the list this year was so comprehensive. Is that the right word? Oh God, I hate.
Did you shout at all the people that you beat there?
No.
I did see
you. Could you imagine if I'd done that?
Most inspirational, and she's like, "What, bitch? What?"
Beat you.
But no,
Could you
she
imagine
didn't.
if I'd gone up to like Phil and Pete? Oh yeah. No, I did not do that. I did not think that I was going to get it, because everyone on the list this year, I think, was a really like well-rounded list this year. I think there was a
So
lot
it hasn't been in previous years.
No, I think it has been, but I think in previous years there's been obvious like one person that stuck out, whereas I think this year there was a lot of other people on the list who it could have been as well.
Yeah. Mm. And so, what was that like though? Like winning an award that's literally specifically you. It's not a race. It's not like the OCR crash or anything. It is specifically you. People have actually voted for you.
It was really humbling, because obviously I didn't think that I was going to get it, and it was really special to know that people thought of me like that. Mm. And also, like a big part of the reason that I did a lot of the things I did this year, like the unknown, was because I did want to sort of like show people that they could do stuff. Mm. And I wanted to like spur people on, like if this little kid who gets stuck in dog flaps and who like shouts at people every now and again and gets hypothermia can do stuff, then so can I.
If we just roll back a little bit, get stuck in dog flaps.
It happened a long time ago. Like,
I remember, didn't you get locked in a toilet as well? Like,
it wasn't actually locked, but yes.
But okay, so this is a thing. So because
hold on, can we do the dog flap story first?
Yeah,
then the toilet that wasn't locked.
Okay, so the dog flap story. I do not have a key to my parents' house because I fit through their dog flap. Somewhere along the lines, between my dad, my sister, my mum and I, someone lost a key. And in the reallocation of the 3 remaining keys, it was decided that I didn't need one because I fit through the dog flap. Which is fair enough, right? But one day, I came home and I was wearing a coat. And I forgot...
I don't want to take a sip.
I forgot to take my coat off before I went through the dog flap. So I got stuck and I couldn't come backwards because it kept bunching up, and I couldn't go forwards because the zip kept catching. So the only thing that I could do was reach one arm through the dog flap, get my phone and text, is anyone near Wokingham? Because I need some help, I'm stuck in the dog flap. Because this has only ever happened one time before, and I phoned my mum, and my mum left me there for 2 hours before coming to save me. So I was like, okay, I'm not phoning my mum. She always says, Hatti, you got yourself into this mess. Like, you can deal with the situation. So she wasn't going to come rescue me. Tom Nash was like, it was Tom and Fran, and they'd just driven past where I live, like, on the motorway. It's not literally next to my house. And they were like, we can circle back if you need me to. And just as, like, they replied, my mum walked through the front door and was just like, oh, God, not again. And I'm like, hi, Mum, I'm stuck in the dog flap. And she's like, I can see that. So, yeah, we just had to do some careful shimmying of getting the coat off over my head and then, like, me shimmering back. My sister's opening and closing the door with me, like, hanging in it like this. She thinks it's hilarious. I don't. The dogs are trying to lick my face. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, yeah. So that's that one. That's that story.
And then the toilet.
The toilet.
Because I remember reading this at the time, and I was actually really amused. Like, to me, that was a very inspirational moment.
Well, okay. So I was working in a house
As a
nanny, and the boy that I was looking after at the time was at nursery in the morning, and so I'd gone to the loo, and it was time, like it was getting close-ish to the time that I needed to go and get him, and I can't remember the exact time, but anyway, I went to try and get out of the loo, and I'm trying to unlock the door, and the lock won't turn. So I'm like frantically trying to undo the lock. I'm like shaking the door a bit, pulling it closer, trying the lock again, pushing it, locking it again. It's just not happening. So I sit down and I wait because I think that the cleaners are going to come. The cleaners don't come. So then I put it out to the general public. How long do you stay in a locked toilet for before you actually like call for help? And everyone's like, do it now, Hatti. And I was like, I don't think I need to do that. Finally, the dog walker comes back and he's like, is anyone home? And I'm like, yeah, I'm stuck in the toilet. And he literally just comes up to the door, pulls the handle down and opens it because the door wasn't locked, and that was why I couldn't unlock it, because it wasn't locked in the first place.
Oh, wow. Literally, I think you need just cameras to come around with you wherever you go.
To be fair, though, that was when I was 22. Now I'm 24, so...
Right, okay, so I remember the first time I met you.
Yeah.
And I don't think you probably remember when it was. And it was in Wales at Dirty Dozen.
I wasn't. No, that wasn't.
You were in...
I don't know Dirty Dozen.
Spartan.
yeah.
Spartan,
yeah.
Wales, Spartan.
That was awkward.
No, because they were a week apart. Do you remember?
Yeah, they were.
They were a week apart.
Some people only did
Fucking hell. Yeah. They were a week apart.
Clearly don't remember it that much.
No, clearly. But you were there with, I think you were part of a team or whatever.
I was the RPCC Warriors.
Yes. And I met you and you went, hello, I'm Hatti. And I'm sort of like 21 and a quarter.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what's with the quarter thing? Like, hi, Hatti. Like, you're 21 and a quarter.
Yeah.
Or so 2 3/4. And I literally have never heard, other than
I do it all
young
the time.
American children go, I'm, 3 3/4.
Yeah, she just said she was so many days.
Yeah,
as well.
365 out of... No, 360 out of 365. No, it's important.
Why is it important?
Because I look like a child. So when I tell people how old I am and I say, oh, like, especially when I was before the age of like 23 and I said, oh, I'm 21, they'd be like, oh, that explains it. I'd be like, no, I am nearly 22. That's a grown up. And then when I got to 22, people would still go, okay, that explains why you look like that. And I'd be like, no, I'm nearly 23.
I can't remember the first time I met you.
I think it was probably at Spartan as well. It might have even been that one.
I wasn't at Wales.
Were you
Was
not?
I? Yes, I was working.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
at Wales.
you were definitely there. I
was
saw
there.
you, but I
I
didn't
was
know
on
that
the
was
finish line.
because you and I had the same trainers. We had a conversation about trainers because you came up and spoke to Gemma and I.
Mm.
I don't know whether I spoke to you.
I love that.
before
That's sure.
Yeah. I remember the first time I really got to talk to you.
Was that in Canada?
Yeah, so fast forward like 3 years.
No, we had chatted since then, but that was
Canada was a bonding experience for everyone.
We went on a roller coaster, didn't we?
We did. Oh my gosh, it was so much
Down
fun.
the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
The like little toboggan run thing. First year I went down that. I went down it with one of Gemma Hebden's kids on the front. And she screamed the whole way down, and I didn't know whether she was happy or sad. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know whether to go fast or slow. And I was like, there is a child life in my hands right now.
But then this time we just all went really fast and didn't use our brakes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So it was fun.
It was great fun.
And then we went to the
We all
coffee
bought
shop
matching-
after, and
matching
Hattie
bottle
had
hats.
a chocolate milk.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I love it, yeah, obviously.
I love chocolate milk.
That was the day after the night before.
Yeah.
So very eventful night.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on.
Theoretical learning was had. So, all right, so with the most inspirational and all that kind of stuff, that came from the unknown. Why the fuck did you do it? Because
in real life, do you want to know the real reason?
the article that you wrote afterwards was I absolutely loved it and think I adored you a little bit more after you wrote that, because I didn't know, and I think I knew a little bit but not really, and then that just, you kind of like put it all out there, and it was just like, fucking love this woman.
So no one really knew, like everything, because that was kind of the point. But I actually applied not to go. Wait, this was 2017, wasn't it? So I applied for the 2016 one, so the second unknown. But because I was in the States, I couldn't get back and then go back to the States. Like I couldn't come home for it because my visa would like lock me out of the US. So I had to defer. But the reason I originally bought my ticket was because Tom Littlewood had done the first unknown. And when they released tickets for the second one, I said as a joke, "Oh, I'm going to do it." And he goes, "Oh no, Hatti, you won't want to do that. You shouldn't do that." And so I went, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to watch me." And yeah, so that's why I did it. And then, well, to start with, that's why I originally bought my ticket. And then when it came to deferring it again, I deferred it, but I spoke to some people and I wasn't 100% certain. Like I hadn't given it much thought. And I wasn't sure whether or not to do it again or not, because at that point they'd introduced like putting sandbags over their heads, and I knew that was something that I wasn't going to enjoy. And like, I didn't know whether it was something that I needed to do. But
so let's talk about your article on why you wouldn't enjoy sandbags over your head.
So I wouldn't enjoy a sandbag over my head because I went through some stuff when I was younger. It wasn't particularly enjoyable to go through.
At school?
It was while I was at school, but not actually at school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of separate incidents. One was when I was actually at school as well.
Yeah.
But one that wasn't when I was at school. I feel like I'm like really avoiding the thing.
Yeah.
But I don't.
You can
Do whatever.
talk about it.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't whatever.
So basically, I was assaulted when I was at school when I was a lot younger. I say a lot younger, like 10 years. That's a lot younger than I am now, but I wasn't like a child. And then a couple of years later, I got involved with somebody who I probably should not have been involved in. But you know, like how teenagers are, like one thing leads to another, and you still think that you know best, even though like things taught you otherwise the first time round.
Yeah.
And so stuff with the sandbag, I suffer quite a lot with flashbacks and things, but I'm quite good at staving off that type of thing when I know where I am. And when I'm not put back into a situation that reminds me of the situations I was in. Having a sandbag on my head takes me back to where I was and also doesn't let me see anything else, so I can't convince myself of anything else. So at the unknown, I knew that I was going to have the sandbag over my head at some point, or I highly suspected it. Obviously, no one really knows anything, but they'd asked us to take 2 sandbags, so it was a pretty safe assumption that we were going to have it on our heads at some point. And the reason that I then decided to do it was actually because I knew I was going to have it on my head. And part of me did it because I didn't ever want to not do something just because of what they did to me all those years ago. And that was enough reason. But then I also thought, if I can do this, people are going to know I'm going to do it because I'm Hatti and I can get hypothermia all the time. And I'm going to be one of the people who people will take an interest in watching do it because, you know, I think I was the youngest girl that was there as well. So I can show people that if I can do this, they can do it too. And I'd forgotten about the sandbag. So we came round the corner from the night nav and I was like, yeah, I did it. In the night navigation, I lost my compass, my head torch and my map. How I got back, I'm not entirely sure. But I rounded the corner, I'm like, yeah, hey guys. And they're like, you need to put a sandbag on your head. And I just went, no, I don't want to do that. And I just started crying and all the staff would just sit there like, you've got to put the sandbag on your head. Do you want to come out? And I was like, no. I just don't want to put the sandbag on my head. And they were like, you've got to put the sandbag on your head. Like, it's not like a negotiable thing. Like, you put it on your head or you come out. So they put it on my head and they start duct taping my face.
Oh, shit.
And because they put a sandbag on and then they put duct tape around it. And then I sat next to a number and I'm like grabbing this number's hand and I'm like, who are you? Still not entirely sure who that number is, but I think it was Rick Burgess, but I'm not 100% certain because I don't know whose number was whose. Like, I can't remember at all.
Because he came out at that stage.
No, he didn't. He stayed in. He came out at the torture barn.
Okay.
So this was the first time we had our sandbags on our heads.
Right.
We then got shipped, or like bussed, to the second location. And that was really hard because we were literally just sat on a bus with the sandbags on our heads. And it was quite quiet. Like, you couldn't really hear much. Nobody was really talking that much because we were all already quite tired. And we get to the second location, they take the sandbag off, and at first I was absolutely fine, and then it all started to hit me, and I was like, oh, I can't really get back in the zone. I get seeing things and feeling things and hearing things, and then when people started shouting at each other, because we were doing quite a lot of team tasks, and it was debatable whether everyone was pulling their weight or whether everyone was being kind and supportive. It just really, like, threw me out of whack, and I literally had to go up to a member of staff and be like, I'm not coming out, I just need 5 minutes to brush my teeth. Because I need to bring myself back into the unknown. And he was like, what? I was like, I need to tell you something, but you can't treat me any different. And he was like, okay. And I was like, so I have PTSD and I really need to go brush my teeth right now. And he was like, okay, go do what you got to do. And everyone carried on treating me absolutely fine. It was like, I mean, only he then knew. It was Matt Chaff, who was absolutely brilliant about the whole thing. And then kept going with the unknown. It was great. Second time we had to put our sandbag over our head was then when we had to jump into the water. So I was wigging out because I had the sandbag over my head, but I knew that once they lifted it, as soon as I jumped into the water, it would like splash out anything else. So that was fine. And then we had the torture barn.
Was you scared jumping into the water? Because for me, that would be my worst thing.
So I already knew that whatever was about to happen, it was a pass or fail thing. And I already knew that at that point I was in a lot longer than anyone had thought I was going to be in, because the staff kept rotating a little bit and so did the marshals, and every time they saw certain people you could see their eyes be like, oh, they're still here. And I was one of those people that people weren't expecting to keep seeing. And I wanted to see that reaction more. So then when they put this thing on my head again, they put this thing on my head and they were like, what you're about to do is a pass or fail task. And I'm like, I want the sandbag off my head. I want the sandbag off my head. And they're like, no, you've got to wait. Be patient. And then they finally took it off and I just went whoosh and just jumped, and then it was fine. And then the last time we had the sandbags on, the last time I had my sandbag on my head, I'm not sure what happened after that, was in the torture barn. And that was, I think my most pivotal thing in that, and the thing, I actually feel really bad about the torture barn because we were told that we were safe and in a safe place, but if we wanted to leave, all we had to do was clap our hands. Yeah. And no one clapped their hands, and then the music went off. All you could hear was me going, oh my god, turn it back on, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah. And then following that, all you could hear was people going, and I was convinced in my head that people clapped because the music had stopped, and all you could hear was me like whimpering like a little baby, and I was like writhing on the floor like, oh my god. And the medics took me out, and they were really good. They asked me for a good reason as to why I should go back in, as I'm like scratching at my throat being like, I'm fine, I'm absolutely fine. And they were like, we don't think you are, but give us a good reason. And I said, because I want to. And he said, that's a good enough reason, but you only have one more chance. And so I went in, and that was enough. That was all I needed. But then I came back out of the bar and they pulled me out again. And so.
And that was you?
No, I wasn't done then, because I was pulled out of the barn on medical grounds. I just lost a tag, yeah. And then I did a couple more things, but it's draining, like being mentally that like trying to push stuff out for that long. I was in there for 2.5 hours and it like completely drained my body. And also I only ate 350 calories in the 29 hours that I was in the unknown.
Oh shit.
Because every time we had time, it was like 20 minutes or 10 minutes. So everyone else was eating and I was changing my clothes because I didn't want to get cold. And also deep heat don't put that on you to warm up, because that doesn't work.
Why did you think that would work?
Did you take them hand warmers though?
I did. I took hand warmers. I had hand warmers.
They're quite good in your hat as well.
Yeah, so I did that. The first night we get out of the ocean and we're like told to get like relatively warm because we're literally about to go out on tonight now. And I'm like, oh, I know, quick fix, put some deep heat on my stomach. So a member of staff who knows me quite well came up to me to check my temperature, of course. And we'd just been in the ocean, and he was like, Hatti, are you cold? And I go, no, but I've really fucked up. Like, I've put TP on my stomach and it's burning me. And he just handed me a packet of wet wipes and goes, sort yourself out. And just walked away. And I was like, oh, God. Oh, God. It was awful.
Any close friendships, like bonds that you made at the unknown that you would never have made otherwise?
I got really close to Penny Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Her and I have met each other before, but never really been in that close proximity. Emsley and I definitely got closer. And there were just other numbers, like Adam Pickering and other people like that, who I got close to, but didn't even necessarily spend a lot of time with them. It was just being around them for that amount of time, and you get a whole new respect for certain people and why they were there. Like, even the people who left quite early on, like, seeing them do what they did just opens your eyes to who they really are as a person. And so it really changes things. And I think that it worked both ways. So, I mean, I think it works both ways. I'm a lot closer to people like Tim Wayne, even though him and I don't think we were only together. There's photos of us with him looking like he's just like had to kill his family, and me like I'm on a summer holiday while we're lying in the ocean. But yeah, we're a lot closer, even though we didn't spend that much time together in the actual event. It's a really weird
bonding experience
because you don't necessarily have to talk to anyone to then feel close. We were all tied together to somebody at some point. I can't say that was a bonding experience for everyone, but it was an experience. Definitely an experience.
Yeah. Who was you tied to?
I was tied to Boris Pineless.
Yeah, I know Boris.
Yeah. We got lost.
I know that we got lost.
Yeah, we got lost, and yeah.
Would you ever do it again?
I don't feel like I need to go back.
Yeah. Would you say to someone? Would you recommend it to anybody else?
The only thing that the unknown is a measure of how far you can go in the unknown. And as long as you go in with that mindset, then I would say go for it. Like, as long as you know that that's what it is.
Would you say it's similar to a hurricane heat?
I don't really know enough about the hurricane heats. Like, the thing is, like, some people left really early on in the unknown because they literally stood up and said, you know what, I don't feel like I need to do this to figure out who I am. This isn't something I'm ever going to enjoy. I'm going to leave now. Yeah. And those people got just as much out of it as the people who finished and said, you know what, not only was I good at this, but I was good at it while I hated it. Like, people took different things out.
But you did it more not for yourself, but to prove to everybody else that
you could
Hatti is strong, which I feel like you do a lot. I mean, you've been a huge part in the Mud Queens since pretty much the beginning. And all jokes aside, you're a very strong character. People warm to you. You're likeable. People find you funny. But on the same time, you do inspire people, not for being silly, but for being so open and honest. Like, this is me. This is what's happening. What should I do? You know, and you are very entertaining, but you're also brutally 100% you. You don't ever try to be anyone that you're not, which is hugely likeable.
Yeah. I think I did definitely do it to prove that I was strong.
She looks a bit emotional now I've said that about her.
She's like, whatever.
Brush it off.
She needs to brush her teeth.
But yeah, exactly. I actually bring like a portable toothbrush wherever I go.
I've got a spare one.
No, but I think I didn't just do it necessarily because I didn't know going into it how long I would be able to stay in. I literally had no expectations. Somebody told me that they thought I was going to finish, and I later found out that was a lie. That was a dirty lie. They had actually made a bet that I'd only last 4 hours. And they'd only said that to make me feel better about myself. Whew, cheeky. But I exceeded everyone else's expectations, but I never had one for myself. I did, like, my only goal in the unknown, my only 2 goals was, one, I wanted at least one person to turn around and say that they had underestimated me. I did have a preference for who it was, and they haven't said it. And then the other thing was I wanted other people to realise that they're not necessarily through doing the unknown, but I wanted people to realise that they can do it. And like, no one knew that I was going to freak out like I did in the bar. And no one knew that that was an issue for me. No one knew that, like, I'm quite open with like my mental health and everything else. And if people want to hear my story, I will tell it. But at the same time, I don't want to lead with it because I actually don't think that...
That's not who you are.
Yeah, and while I think that the story is always important because that's how you got to where you are, it's always the end result. And it's like saying... Like, often when people say, oh, I've got PTSD, people assume that you're in the military. But it's like, no, I wasn't. But why does it matter? Why does it matter where it came from? This is the issue that I've got. And I think that matters with anything.
Yeah.
And I also wanted people to see that they don't have to lead with, or like, lead their life being held back.
Yeah, it's not like, hi, I'm Hatti, I have PTSD.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, hi, I'm Hatti, I'm a fucking good cheerleader. Like,
yeah, I just
21
wanted...
and 3/4.
Exactly. And I just wanted people to see that, like, I'm so much more than just having PTSD, and everyone else is also so much more than, if they have depression, they're so much more than that, or so much more than their anxiety, even if on the day they don't feel like it, everyone else sees them as more than that. So...
I have to be honest, when I found out you were going to do the unknown, I was like, fucking hell, what is she doing?
Everyone thought I was going to get cold.
And based on the experiences I've had of UK OCR, the first one, and you going, I'm fine, and it's like, Hatti, you can barely fucking move.
The
But do you know what I mean? But to find out,
people that constantly tell her, like, Hatti, I'm doing nuclear. Please wear some clothes.
Please
wear more clothes.
But to be
Ironically,
honest,
I was wearing 8mm of neoprene at one point of the unknown.
Yeah.
Like I was prepared. Like I was really ready for it because I knew what I had to do.
But sometimes, do you ever wonder why you turn up in those tiny shorts that I couldn't even get one leg in?
I mean, like sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, bit of fresh air, bit of fresh air to the legs.
Love it. But right, so you did the unknown, and the thing is that right, so you did it, and you surpassed a lot of people's expectations. I mean, I was literally checking in every so often going, fucking hell, she's still doing it. And it wasn't a kind of in a negative way. It was a real kind of fuck me, keep going kind of like, oh wow. And then you did write that article for Mudstacle.
I wrote one for Mudstacle and one for Mud Is My Makeup.
Yeah, and you wrote these articles and you didn't have to write them. No. Why do it?
Because I'd got what I wanted to get out of the unknown, and I know that some people aren't ever going to do it. And like I said, I think that the unknown is only a measure of how far you can go in it.
Yeah.
And yet I still wanted people to get... I think that people can get stuff out of the unknown without doing it.
Yeah.
So I figured that if they can get stuff out of just watching me be an idiot doing it, they can just have my...
I thought you would do well. Penny, I love Penny, and... She might be small, but she's fierce.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and she's definitely one of them people that you can see her mind and her focus and her drive, and yet she'll stay quiet with it.
Yeah.
So I thought Penny would do really well. There was a few.
Her and I came out just hours apart. She did one more task than I did.
Yeah, she was just cold, wasn't she? And it was because they stopped that she
got
cold.
That was the thing. I left. So I left, then they did a task, and then they stopped, and they went for that sleep, and it was during that sleep that Penny came out.
Yeah, because she got cold.
Yeah.
She said if she
and
had
I
kept
couldn't
going,
go out to the task. But she kind of did the same as me in that when I originally came out, I was okay with coming out, and then hours later, or not even that, I was like howling outside of the van, like, let me back in, please. And like Penny came out, and at first she was like, I'm proud of myself, I feel like I've done okay. And then it's like a switch. It all of a sudden really plays with your mind, and you're not sure. And I couldn't have given any more. I couldn't lift my arms above my head. I couldn't do anything when I came out, and neither could Penny. And yet 5 minutes later, when you're sat in a van and you're suddenly warm, you're like, actually, did I have more in the tank that I just wasn't summoning up? But you couldn't. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
But
see, I was when I did the hurricane heat, the 12-hour, I got knocked out at 10 hours through a time hack. And when I got back and I'd missed the time, I was fuming.
Yeah.
Because I'd done 10 hours all through the night, and their ethos is, I will not quit, I will not surrender. And in my eyes, I haven't quitted, I haven't surrendered. Why are you making me leave now? You know, like, and I was so cross. And afterwards I thought, well, to be honest, I wasn't fast enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of the game. I wasn't fast enough. So I just have to try harder this year.
Exactly, and I think that's the thing. Like, I know that I didn't go. I think that I could definitely say I didn't go any further in the unknown because I didn't eat anything. I think that's why I didn't have any energy left. And because it's such a minor thing, I don't feel like I need to go back.
No.
But
can I ask something? Right. So when shut up. But so you brought out those articles, and I keep going back to this, but I thought it was actually really something incredible because I went because I'm on a course, positive psychology, and I think I actually sent you a message saying about it, and it was because we were talking about PTSD and post-traumatic growth, and literally as they were talking about it, you just kept popping up in my head, because it was like, obviously post-traumatic stress and all that kind of stuff, and then this whole thing about post-traumatic growth and how you find something from whatever you've been through or whatever to actually come out of it stronger almost and stuff like that. And I actually read out what you had written to me into the class, and everybody was just like, it was a really emotional thing to kind of explain and then actually read out. And it's just like, there's something about you that just seems to be, it doesn't matter, but you're constantly just exuding, like you're like the world's biggest cheerleader. It's like, it's ridiculous. You are like the world's biggest cheerleader because we hear you before we get round the corner, cheering
like
people on. And then when I'm watching through and I don't even see you, but all I can hear is going, come on, you've got this, let's go. And you're not like telling them, move your fucking arse, you fat bastard. You're like literally willing them on in a really cheery way. But you are, I would literally say you're like the world's biggest cheerleader, and other people in your position would be, you know, a victim and just be like, I've been dealt a really bad hand, I'm going to feel like shit and I'm going to make other people feel like shit. But you literally just want to cheerlead everyone. And I think that's really amazing.
But so, like, one of my favourite quotes in the whole world is, and I'm always going to get the words wrong, but is, you don't have a right to the cards you've been dealt, but you have an obligation to play the hell out of the ones that you're holding. And I think that, like, I was a pain in the arse when I was little. Like, I was born so angry.
Imagine that.
I was born an angry child, and I really struggled. And then I was sad for a long time, like really sad when I was growing up as well. Like, I struggled, and then there was just like this thing, like this pivotal moment where it was like, okay, either I can live the rest of my life constantly like appeasing that side of myself, or I can go the other way, and I needed to go the other way. And then I figured that if I just want other people to see that they can do it too, and I'm not going to lie, it's not like an easy thing to do at all, like it's ridiculously hard sometimes. But since I did the unknown, I've only had one bad night since the whole thing, and that was while I was in Australia. But that's the only bad night that I've had, because I think with that type of thing, the minute you start trying to, not necessarily the minute you start trying to be stronger than it, but the minute you find that thing that empowers you, and the unknown was that for me. And it wasn't just the unknown, it was the fact that when I went to Matt Chaffin and I said, look, I'm having a moment, he let me have that moment. And then when I came out and they pulled me out, and I said to the guy, I want to go back in. He said, okay, go. Like, you want to do it, so go back in. And I was given the opportunity to be more than what was holding me back. And that was when it changed. And I just want other people to be able to do that. That's all I want.
No, I think it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. But yeah, I was just saying, Faye stepped out for a second, and I was just saying that you hear Hatti before you see her. You know, when you're like round the corner, you're like, is that Hatti? And you can hear her before it's like, come on guys, let's go, you can do it.
I think my favourite moment in any race though was because after the UK champs, when I came round and I said to you and Ginger was like, Hatti, you need to come off the course. And I was like, but I'm winning. And Ginger had to persuade me that not only was I not winning, but I was the last person out on the UK champs course with Paul Burko.
Yeah.
And it was Paul Burko and I. And he had this wooden spoon because he thought he was going to come last. And he had to give it to me because I came last. And the whole time I'm like, but Ginger, I am winning. Where's everyone else? And she's like, they've gone home. Like, you're done, mate.
She was, and she was like, but I'm fine.
And my mum's like crying, like, Hatti, I don't know what I'm going to have to do if you die. I don't know what I'm going to do with your body. And I'm like, This isn't what you're going to be saying right now. Like, I'm fine. And I can't see properly and I can't talk.
Oh,
But
God,
I was
yeah.
convinced I was winning.
She was wearing
So
a
I was
dry
just-
robe.
Yeah, and shorts. And I just like, and then like I said to Ginger, like, I was like, I think I'm winning, so just let me think that until I get to the end. She was like, okay, do what you want to do.
She did. She was like, but I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
I'm absolutely fine. It's gonna be okay, guys. It's gonna be okay. And then a couple of years later, at Winter Nuts last year, I come round the corner and I see Ginger and Jojo. I go, guys, in real life this time I'm actually winning. I'm actually winning in real life this time. And then I came second.
And then I had to literally almost carry her to the changing rooms.
Yeah, but I did it. It was only one lap, but still.
So what race are you doing next?
Nuclear.
Ah,
Yeah.
May.
Nuclear.
Nuclear rush.
Yeah. I'm going to try and qualify for Worlds.
Mm.
Be interesting. I don't know if I will. I think it's like, I can't remember, I don't know whether I've qualified in England before.
Because haven't you seen that nuclear thing they're doing at Wild
Surge.
Forest? Surge.
What's that?
It's a
Nuclear
3K.
surge. Yeah, it's a 3K run. That's
Can you
just,
qualify for Worlds for it?
yeah.
Oh,
So you've got to do it in a certain...
It's
So it's
all the obstacles at Wild Forest and it's quick. So there's an obstacle every
88 minutes, 88 metres.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have a look at that.
Be quick, because
If
it's
you
29th of
qualify-
April.
If you qualify, you can make me a cake.
Okay, yeah. If I can make you a cake.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
letting
So
you
for letting me know about it.
it.
Yeah, I will.
Because
We've qualified.
I don't think many people know about it, so you've got a better
Now
chance.
I do.
This ain't released till after then. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. But we're coming to the end of time. We're actually going
We're
over
over
time,
the time.
which is unusual for us.
And you've cried.
And I cried, which I'm going to edit that
And
out.
I didn't. I cry all the time. I've got such a leaky
I'm-
face.
Can you imagine? I went outside to take a phone call, come back in and she's crying. I'm like, what the fuck have I missed?
Editing that out.
I punched her in the face.
Yeah, she did. She poked me in the eyes.
Wouldn't she, toothbrush? I feel like I should stand at a finish line with a new toothbrush,
Yeah.
and that would make you run faster.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
I'll cheer you on the
I
third
had
if
a
you go.
foldy one at the unknown. I was like, whoosh. And my number was 2:30.
Mm.
So all the other staff, when they saw me brushing my teeth, they were like,
You're like,
oh,
"You
just
got
2:30,
2:30."
have a 2:30. I was like, oh, you're so funny, guys. No. Piss off. Just brush my teeth. And then I didn't know where to spit. And someone goes, just spit on that number's bag. Go on, do it. And I was like, excuse me. No.
Oh, I love it. All right, so final question. Before we go, what does OCR mean to you?
Oh, that's a toughie. I really like OCR because I think it is for everyone. I like the fact that any Tom, Dick and Harry can walk off the street for whatever reason and walk around and do one or two of the obstacles and still have a proper giggle. Or you can go and you can try and do better than you did last time, or you can go and you can become a world champion. And I like how every single person out on the course, 9 times out of 10, is treated as an equal and is just as welcome as everyone else.
Sums it up, really.
I've
doesn't
got
it?
a couple of things I want to ask.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I haven't read the book yet. Haven't
Two.
read the book yet.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Be Proudly Pong.
yeah. I need a copy of
Yeah,
this.
I mean,
massive
I
plot
thought she was going to rock up with 2 signed copies, but
Sorry.
Exactly.
yeah,
Sorry.
I'm disappointed.
yeah.
Is there anything you would like to ask either of us?
Oh, this is an interesting one.
Uh
Why? Oh no, I don't know.
Anything?
Would you ever do the unknown?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you'd be good at it.
Thanks,
I do. I think you'd do really well.
because I'm stubborn.
Yeah, that's what you've got to do that. That was when I was really inspired and also really intimidated by Penny because we were sat down and Penny's going, Hattie, I think I'm about to go home because I know that I don't like jumps. And we didn't know that we were going to jump, but there was a high likelihood because we could hear running water, and every 5 minutes you heard someone go, ah! Swish! So we thought that might happen. She's like, Hattie, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. And I was like, okay. I don't really know what to say. You can, Penny. You got it. You got it. It's okay. I might go home too because I've got a sandbag on my head and I'm wigging out. And then I jumped. I went back and Penny hadn't jumped. And then they came back and they said, Penny, you've got another go. If you want to try, you can have it. And she did. And I was like, oh shit, Penny's crazy. Like, Penny's an actual crazy person.
Yeah.
But she
See,
did
I
it.
think I'd
She
be
wasn't
better
ready
if
to
someone
give up.
pushed me. I'd rather just be pushed into the water.
Yeah. I don't know.
If I asked them to push me, would they push me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay then.
Maybe not.
I get to the top of the death slide and have a wobble and say, just push me.
So I got to the top of the death slide, and I always find it easier if I'm scared to go with someone else, because then I cheer them on and it makes me forget that I'm scared. And I was at the top of the death slide once with a woman who was really, really scared, and we went down, and as we hit the water, my body kind of folded up. I kneed myself in the chin and winded myself, and we come up, and this woman is like, yeah, that was amazing. And I'm going, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I think I'm breaking my legs. And this lifeguard comes over and he's like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not. And now I'm cold. And he was like, oh my God, quick, get you out. And I had to be like literally rescued out of the lake at Nuclear, all because big old Hattie thought that she could like help this woman down, and she was absolutely fine. And I was like,
oh well, fantastic. It's been amazing having you.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
Thank you. Enjoyed that. Yeah. Goodbye.